Good morning on day 28, I guess, and I'll check it later. I keep getting confused with the dates and the days. Thanks for joining today. I'm watching this topic around change. I believe one of the big ones for growth and one of the most challenging ones for growth as well. So if you really understand the finesse of how change works, or actually why it doesn't work for you, then that's a big opening towards moving forward. So I hope I'm going to make some of that clear today. I'm going to wait a little while if someone wants to join, or more people want to join. I'm going to use the whiteboard, as you can see today again. I apologize again for not being so comfortable with that one, or not having the means to do it more easily, because I have to buy some props to support me in that. But for now, it just works as fine as it is. I will post a picture of the whiteboard straight after the session in the group, so you can read it properly. And it's a simple one today. So I made it very, very simple. Just move over a little bit. Okay. So I hope you can read this. So on the left side here, that's your current situation. That's how life is today for you. And that's what I mean with the factual situation. So that really is how life is, how your job is, how relationship is, how the circumstances are, everything that defines your life today. Not what's in your mind, but really what's the practical thing and the actual thing. And then we often have, all of us have, heartfelt desires. And even if our life feels completely imbalanced and there's actually nothing to wish for, then often there's still some heart desire coming up every now and then of things you would like to see changed in your life, or you would like to see manifested in your life, or you would like to see happen. It doesn't have to come from a negative feeling, like I want to improve something. It can also just be a desire to be able to share yourself in a way with the world, or to see something changed in the world that feels too big for you, but there is a heartfelt desire that what's happening right now should change. So the heart here is important. It's not a desire from the mind. It's not the desire like, I wish I won the lottery. And if it starts with that one, then define what that winning of the lottery, that amount of money that gives you like this financial independence, or at least freedom to move, why would you like to have that? What will that change for you? So then you can find underneath that what it actually is, what your heart desire is. Because money is just a means to an end. It's a means to create something else, like have the freedom or the space to do something else. It's never a goal in itself. Well, perhaps for a few people on this earth, but for most of us, it's not. Most of the time, it's just a mean to feel free to do something, to feel free to make choices, to feel free to fundamentally change things, like end your job, for instance, because you're no longer depending on the salary, because you have the money to do something else. So go underneath this desire for money, because many people have that financial independence on their wish list. But find underneath what it is that you actually desire once you have the money. So by simply asking the question, okay, what if I had the money today? What would I change? What would my heart desire look like? And this, of course, is directly related to the empowered I, the empowered being we talked 2 days ago about. And this is more one of the expressions of your calling. And I will explore in more depth how you will get more clarity around your calling, what it is that brings you, or what life is actually really meaningful to you. But that's not for today. So just for now, stick with the heart desire. And it doesn't have to be a big one, this heart desire. It can be something really small, like you would like to have. Small in the sense like it doesn't have to be huge for a huge transformation that involves a lot of people. It can also be a smaller transformation that involves a few people or only yourself. But the heart desire is often related to your circumstances outside yourself. So it's either in the relationship, your job, the circumstances, how you live, or it can just be a desire, well, one day when I'm done with working, then I will spend my time on helping other people's with. Or it can be, I would love to have this issue within our family healed because it's holding us back for so long and there's so much pain in the family. I would really love to have that healed. It can also be a heart desire. And what your role is in that process is. Or it can be a heart desire for a balanced relationship, or in a relationship that gives energy and feels energizing and loving and supporting. Or it can be something in a relationship to your children. But most of the time, we all have desires which are further in the future, like they're more distant, feel less reachable. And then we have this process of the rationalizing mind that actually prevents us to even step on this line to realize, manifest this desire. And the rationalizing mind is literally covering everything up that comes up for moving you forward. So let me rephrase that. The rationalizing mind is making excuses for you to move one little step ahead. So it says to you like, I cannot change my job because I'm responsible for my family. Or it says, I cannot end this relationship because it's harmful to my children or harmful to my partner. Or I'm okay with the life as it is because I shouldn't be complaining. It really is quite okay. I have this heart desire, but for now, I'm okay where I'm at. And there's so the rationalization is so subtle. Every time you're explaining your circumstances, this to another person in a way that you're actually proving yourself and the other person you're talking to about that it is quite okay where you're at, you're rationalizing. So when people ask you, well, what would your dream be in the near future? And you immediately start like saying, well, I have a dream, but, or I will postpone it to future times when then that is happening. And even a desire like, I really want to release old fears. And then lack beliefs come up. Or this feeling of not being self-worthy to yourself. Or this feeling of not loving yourself enough. You cover also that up with a rationalizing mind. I'm not good enough. I'm not ready for that. It's not meant to be for me. That's something someone else can reach, but not me. Or I will never succeed. Or even my circumstances don't allow me to. So anything you put outside yourself, and you give a reason for that, why that is not happening, or will never happen, or can never happen, is the rationalizing mind. So here are the lack beliefs, the limiting beliefs, the values that hold you back, the interpretations you do, well, it never happened in the past, so I won't be successful in the future. The fear of failure is happening here. The fear of stepping up into the light we talked about before. Anything. So in order to understand what's happening in this process, you need to be brutally honest with yourself and say, okay, I'm right here. I love to go here and realize this, but I'm stuck. But I can feel my fear. But I just don't know how to get there. That the heartfelt desire is really true to me, but I have no idea what to do next. Or I simply don't believe I can ever pull that up. I simply don't believe I will ever be good enough. Whatever the truth is that comes up for you. Be clear to yourself. Be very honest and sincere with yourself. What it actually is that holds you back. And there's another option. Because this process costs a lot of energy. Because you're actually not changing anything. So you keep having these desires, these dreams, this imagination, this daydreaming thing. And because nothing is happening in here, nothing is changing, or you take little steps, but you see them as big failures, so you actually confirm that you shouldn't go ahead. That process costs a lot of energy. So then there are two ways to look at your situation, and I've changed the word slightly because it's a different perspective. So if you're in a current situation and something in this situation you don't like, and it doesn't directly have to be in line with this one, but anything you don't like here, you have no idea what the heart desire is that you would like, but what it is right here you don't like, and you want to see it changed. Then there are three options. You can change it. So work on the change and see if you can, with another person or with the situation, can change the reality, can change the circumstance, can feel what's needed for you and for the other or for the circumstance to change. So for instance, if you have a job you don't really like, but you can see if that would change, it will really help me, at least for the next coming months, years, to feel better about my job. You might not have gotten to this one yet, but at least you've made a step with this change to improve your life. Secondly, if you are here and you know something must change, but you have no idea how to get there, and you are convinced that nothing can change in your current circumstance to change this situation, even though you would love to have it changed, then go into full acceptation. Just fully accept that this is where you're at, and you will stay there for the next coming weeks, years, months, lifetime, but fully accept that this is a circumstance you're completely okay with, and real acceptance. So don't put energy in the change you desire, because if you're completely convinced that it cannot change for whatever reason, and you have been very honest about this, but you just simply are in a circumstance where you cannot change that specific thing, then accept it. And the last one, if you are in a current situation and you've tried this change and you cannot accept it, so whatever it takes, you will not accept the current situation, then leave it. Then leave the situation. That's more radical than a change. So a change is within the current circumstances. You improve it. But leave it is really like, now I make a very clear decision here, and I'm going to choose a different option. Like, for instance, I did with my divorce. I've tried this for many years. I couldn't accept the relationship I was in because the changes I've tried to make and we made together, me and my ex, were just not enough for me. And I couldn't accept it. So I left the relationship. Not an easy process. I mean, it never is easy. But I could clearly see myself going through these steps numerous times all over again. Okay, I'm going back to change it. I'm trying to change myself, try to discuss what I need in a relationship. The partner, my ex-partner, was trying to do his best to meet me what I needed. And he had his desires for change. And I tried to meet him. And finally, it was not enough. So I couldn't accept where we were 2 years ago. And we decided to leave the relationship. And because we did this process so consciously and thoroughly, even though it was still a painful decision, we could both say, okay, we did our best. We tried to change it, and we tried to improve it, but was just not working. And that was stronger for me than for my ex. But still, we both agreed that that moment had to happen. So when we go then to the other side, if you have a heartfelt desire, and you have defined it in such a way that it feels like, okay, it might be a bit too much. I know there are things in it that I really love. So get clear what it is that the heart calls out for, your heart. What is it that I really would love to happen in my life? The famous question, if you are dying tomorrow, what would you regret not having experienced in your life? What is it that you will be proud of, that you think, okay, at least I did this, or at least I accomplished this, or I didn't waste my time on X, Y, Z, and I did X, Y, Z, and I did make an attempt to fulfill this desire. And if that gets so if you can embrace this heart desire, then if it's completely in alignment with you, so the empowered I, the one that the thing that fully resonates with you, then completely embrace the desire. Really amplify the desire to like, oh, this is really what I want to see happening in my life. I don't know how to get there. I have no idea what choices to make. I have not even an idea if I can do it. I can feel my rationalizing mind, and it's fearful. And I am scared to death to take the first steps. And I have to make choices I don't like to make, like I did with my marriage. But I know I have to do it. There's something within me that's calling out for myself, my self-worthiness, love for myself, and to be able to share myself with others. That feels so good that I'm fully embracing it. And every time the rationalizing mind comes up, you can just check, is there anything that I need to refine in order to fully embrace it? So that's the second step, or actually it comes together, but that's a process that will happen anyway. If the desire is too far-fetched, like it's unreachable, then refine it into little sub-desires that actually bring you to the same big desire, or supporting the big desire. Like, for instance, you're really passionate about the pollution on this planet. What is it that you can do and see yourself doing in this lifetime or in the next years that supports bringing down the pollution on this earth? So make it more, refine it in such a way that is doable for you. Or if it's something in your current circumstances and you would like to change friendships because some of the friendships just don't resonate for you any longer, they cost you a lot of energy, then refine what you need to do there. Well, how can I choose friendships that are supporting my life, are supporting me, give me energy? And how can I spend less time on friendships that cost me energy? So see if you need to refine it. And if this heart desire, like we said before here, if it just is not possible for you to reach You have explored everything. You have explored everything on this side. You are very clear on this side. And somehow it feels like it's not meant to be for you this lifetime, or you're just very honest with yourself. The fears are just too big. I'm just not willing to take the step. Then let go of that desire. Be very brave and courageous and let go of that desire. Because if you keep the desire alive and you're neither embracing it nor refining it, then that desire, that process, this empty space here is taking up a lot of energy. Because it somehow keeps coming back and back and back and back. And if you can't see no way how to manifest it, then let go of that desire. And probably if you really let go of that desire, really willing to give up of your heartfelt desire, probably something else comes up that's underneath the heartfelt desire, what actually is what you really like or really want. So consciously letting go of something might help you to get more clarity on what this is, what you actually want. And there's one other thing about the heartfelt desire. It never is something for yourself. Never ever is. Because if it's something for yourself, it's most of the time ego-driven. If you, for instance, want to have, you're ready for a full loving relationship, romantic relationship, an intimate one, because you deserve to have this balanced relationship, and then that's not just something you want for yourself. Because what does that bring when you have a balanced relationship? What does that bring in your life? That probably brings a lot of stability, joy, opportunity for growth, opportunity to explore other areas within yourself. And that you can bring forth, first of all, to your new partner, because you're never alone in the relationship, so you grow together. So in that sense, it's not purely for yourself. And secondly, it opens up a ground base, this relationship, to share more of yourself with others. Because if you do have a balanced relationship, which is really nourishing and challenging even perhaps, but it helps you to support your growth, you can grow in other areas as well. And then you can develop the process from service to self, to service to others. Because eventually we're not here to just fully embrace the service to self, like the fully, I'm in love with myself and I'm full complete. There's no desires to do anything in this world. That's not really what humans are here for. We always would love to. When we're so in balance with ourselves, automatically we want to be at service to others. Automatically. That's not something you think consciously about. It just happens because you're fulfilled with yourself, so you can be there for others. There's no need to be there for yourself anymore. So automatically you will make the shift to service to others. And luckily that happens already before, so you don't have to fulfill the complete cycle with being completely in balance with yourself. While you're going through this process, you already are more opening up to others. Remember the empathic mind state, or you feel connection to others, so we already are able to connect to others and feel what their needs are. So this heartfelt desire is even if it's always related to others. Even if you wish, like, okay, I do want to win the lottery because I can then spend easily money on a good cause, like the pollution, for instance. I will have a means to an end to really help people. Of course, you can do it for your own benefit and live a luxurious life. And if that feels completely in balance with you, that's completely okay for you where you're at now. and how you would like to see the rest of your life. Just give me money, give me the wealth, then that's fine. Then there is no heart desire here. But then you're probably completely, or most likely, completely content here. So then this gap doesn't even exist. Because then this and this comes together. So we're not always striving for change, but many of us are. Many of us want to have at least some area in our life where we want to see change. And I spent most of my time in the past years on refining it, what it is actually, what I did desire. Sorry, I'm distracted because it feels like a bird is coming through my chimney. The noise is very close. Okay. Anyway. So refining your heart desire makes it more accessible and more reachable. And you can define little steps to go in this path of realizing, manifesting your desire. So I was soon convinced that I want to, literally wake up people. I couldn't think of a greater joy 3 years ago than to wake up people and make them conscious of themselves and how life works, and share my insights on that. But it took me years to refine and to see how I could manifest that, and I'm still working on that. I'm still, the desire hasn't changed so much, but I'm still refining and feeling what it is that really is what really excites me, and how I can be able to fulfill this dream. Because you have to make choices. Along the way, you really have to make conscious choices, because if you don't make a choice, not even a little one, nothing changes. You just get stuck here, and you keep thinking about things you want to change, but nothing happens. So for you all, feel into this. Feel what is relevant to you. Feel on this side where you actually get stuck most of the time. And often we are neither working on this. We don't really change it. Well, we do little steps, but we don't really change it. We're certainly not accepting where we are, because we keep thinking about, I wish I could. I wish it would be different. I wish I would have a different job. I wish I would. It's always about the regrets. And then we don't go into acceptance. And if it keeps coming back, this desire to change something, then for sure you're not accepting it. So then it's either this or this one. And challenge me on this if you think there's another aspect to it. And of course, there's an in-between step here. You change it first, and then you go into acceptance of the new situation. But then I'm talking already about the new situation. It's not the same as it is right now in this moment. And on this side, we often get stuck here. We keep dreaming, but we never really let go of a dream. Why is that? What holds you back that you either cannot let go of it? Is it that important to you? And if it's that important, why nothing is happening? And if it's not important to you, why can't you let it go? It's either one of the two. It cannot be both. And if it's both, then refine it. Then you're not clear on your dream, on your desire. So So in order to get clarity on what we want and what we would like to see change and how we would like to see our growth develop, how we would like to work with our challenges, it takes courage to get clarity on what it is that we desire. Even get clarity on it, because just having a big dream and thinking it's too big or not really have the willingness to refine it, then nothing will change, because you cannot make a step. You cannot make the first step towards that goal if you just keep it at a very long distance from yourself. Like once in the near future, or once in the future before I die, that will happen. Well, why not today? What's the biggest reason why it's not happening today? And can I change that? Or do I accept that it's not happening today? Or do I change the situation? Or do I make a very bold decision and radically move myself? So this clarity on this heartfelt desire is really helpful in order to feel the excitement, to feel like, but that's a reachable goal for now. And in the long run, I would like to go there, but for now I can see these steps. And I can also see my fears, and I can see the lack beliefs, and I can see what's holding me back. And that in itself gives already so much clarity to move forward. Yeah, well, I think that's it for now. Perhaps something more comes up, but then I will get back to it tomorrow. And for now, just contemplate on this one and see which little things or bigger things you would like to see change in your current situation, and which is coming from a heartfelt desire. So just see what it is you would really love to change, and then work with that. Okay, well, I'll leave it for now. Nothing comes up for now, so I'll see you back tomorrow.